All right, before we get started, Colin, can you please let the listeners know how can they support our show?
Yeah, if you could just please follow us on whatever app or platform you listen to the show, we would greatly appreciate it.
Just follow us.
That's all we ask.
It's one
to
click.
follow.
How many clicks do you do a day?
Simple.
We just need one,
So many clicks.
right?
So many clicks.
Welcome to Stop Wasting Your Wine, a wine review podcast where we waste our wine so you don't have to. On this episode, we review
The Dolia Cannonau di Sardegna.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Aaron here, joined by my two best buddies, Colin and Joel. You're gonna say something, Joel? You got a face. You got a face. What's your face? I slurred on the word here or something.
Aaron
hair. No, I just get excited, and sometimes my words come out faster than my mouth is moving. Leave me alone. I am super. What the listener doesn't know is Joel just practiced how to pronounce the grape in this show 6 times. All right, it's
true.
And then has the audacity
out.
to jump on me about my words. You know what?
You know
how are
what?
you guys?
When the lights are on and we're recording, I bring my A game, okay? What I do to prepare, it doesn't matter. It's game time.
Great.
That's what matters.
Great. I'm glad. Hey,
I'm joking.
it's a special
Hi,
day today.
how are you?
I'm great. It's Colin's birthday.
Hey.
It is indeed. It is.
He didn't
Happy
want to say
birthday,
anything, so
Colin.
I like how we started the podcast by calling that out. Specifically after he says, just don't bring it up.
Yeah. And it was Joel's birthday just a few days ago, too. So happy birthday,
Whoa.
gentlemen.
August birthdays,
you.
the best month for
I
birthdays. Is
agree.
what I've always said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It seems right. My wife is also an August birthday, so I can't
you
even
go.
disagree with you in jest because I would be offending the love of my life. So let's not do that. So
Smart.
in celebration of your birthdays, hopefully we have a great wine today. I'm excited because this is a grape I thought I'd never had before.
Yeah.
Oh, sneaky. Yeah, me too. It took
Right?
my surprise when I found out we have had this before.
Every time. So this is Cannonau, right?
Huh.
Raise your hand if you've heard of this grape before, listeners.
Wait, we've had a Cannonau before?
No,
No?
but we have it. Don't spoil it, Aaron, because this is part of the learning segment. So
Man, I won't
we will
spoil
get to it.
Okay.
So I will say. So let me say this. I'll say this: if you are more than just a incredibly basic wine drinker, if you have gone outside of like Pinot Noir, like Pinot Grigio, you have probably had this grape before.
And I will say, quite humbling, because when I looked up what Cannonau was, and I realized it was that other grape, I felt like an idiot.
But like, why?
Okay,
Why would you? Right?
I don't
This
know
is
what it is.
like-
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Right? Like this is just one of those things where again, having Ashwin last week was so great, and this conversation about like all these different kind of grapes and this kind of like gatekeeping aspect of the wine world. It's like this grape I know has at least 3 names, and you see it on different bottles, and you're like, is that the same? Is that the same grape? Is that the same grape? And now this one, totally out of left field. So I'm excited.
No, I'm excited too. This will be interesting.
And
And I'm
Joel-
excited to be
Joel's
back
on
in
yours.
Italy. We haven't had.
Yes.
I love Italian red wine. I just took one out of my wine fridge. I'm excited to get back into it.
What if we put another one back in there today, Colin?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I got all whites in my wine fridge. There's no red wine in there right now.
Just
so.
staying so truthful
That has
to your
been
last
crazy.
name. Just
Yeah,
wants to be
that
just
is-
a walking kind of advertisement for your wine fridge.
That's
I
true.
can't believe you have all whites in
Yeah.
your wine fridge. Who would have thought? Would you have, if we had asked you at the beginning of this pod when we first came up with the concept for the wine fridge, if you would ever have 3 white wines in your wine fridge at the same time, do you think you would have said yes?
No. But as I drink more wine, I realize I almost prefer white wine. So there's
Evolution.
definitely been an evolution over the past couple of years. So I'm not surprised now, but I would have never said yes back in the day. No way.
Holy moly.
Hey, Colin, too bad your last name's not Giant Gold Bar, am I right?
Wow.
Yep.
If you are watching this episode, I want you to rewind 15 seconds, and I want you to find the moment that Joel thought of that
Thought
joke
of it.
and
It
how
was so long
patiently he
ago.
was waiting. Like, you could see
It was longer than 15 seconds. But you got on a roll, and I didn't want to interrupt. And I said in my head, "This is comedy gold. Just sit on it, wait for it. The
There
time
it
will
is.
come
Yeah,
back around." And it
brutal.
did.
Yeah.
See,
No,
A game.
too good not to bring back up. I will agree with
Yeah.
that.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right. Well, this episode's off to a great start. We already have great jokes and potentially a mystery wine. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to getting into that, to learning more about it. But we're going to break down the wine that we have in front of us today so that you know what we're drinking and you know what to look for. So, Joel, what are we drinking
Yes.
today?
Okay, so today we are drinking the 2022 Dolia Cannonau di Sardegna. And as we pretty much said, in the name, appropriately named wine here because the grape here is Cannonau, and this is from the region of Sardinia. 14% ABV, and we picked this up for about $17.
So, I mean, that price point we've kind of named. I know we talked about this a little bit last week. That $17 mark. There seems to be something magical about that price when it comes to wine, where
I hope so.
it could be a really great find at a really great price, but it seems to be that kind of tipping point between a diamond in the rough, or maybe like a total turd. But that is right there.
Yeah, this is my wine. And that's honestly what I was hoping when I picked this one. You know, it's, well, not lesser known grape, which we'll talk about in a minute, but a lesser known region.
Still don't know.
Yeah. So I was hoping, we'd hit that golden area where you have a grape that's maybe not as well known and a region that's not well known. We could hit that value at a really good price. So that's what I was hoping for. And again, we had just talked to Ashwin about the 10,000 other grapes, which is what I thought I was bringing on this show. It turns out this is not one of those grapes, but it'll be interesting to see how this compares to some of the other versions of this. I don't think we've ever done a purely Cannonau on the show, but I know we've had quite a few as blends. So it'll be interesting to see how that lives up to the other ones that we've tried.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. And actually, when I was reading about this wine online, I saw that a lot of people found it after watching a documentary on the blue zones, which
Blue
apparently are
zones.
parts of the world. Yeah, parts of the world called the blue zones where people live measurably longer lives. So
Yeah,
there's,
because like their diets and stuff, right? What they eat and drink, isn't that a large part of it? How they
yeah,
get around town even is, just kind of the way they live their life differently.
yeah, it's just like for whatever reason, like these areas in the world, their diets, their travel, like whatever it is, the lifestyle, they're just measurably longer. And it's not like folks who have like cut out alcohol. In fact, they've noted in a number of these zones, Cannonau is a popular grape for the wine that's drank in that area. So people are like, after watching this, I went and found this wine that people are drinking. So maybe we found the elixir of life today, gentlemen. Maybe not only did we find a good wine, but maybe this is the wine that is the key to our longevity. And as it is your birthday, I imagine you are thinking more about how to live longer as you are that much older today.
Yeah, and I have taken a couple sips, and I can tell you I'm feeling younger already.
Thank God.
So maybe we have something.
Thank God, 'cause
Maybe
we're no
we have
spring
something.
chickens. Good sir.
No,
As the youngest guy on the show, I have to say, like, I'm looking up to you too, and I'm like, wow.
you are not the youngest.
I mean, it's not my
Wow.
birthday yet. You two both have birthdays. My birthday's not
No,
till
Joel's
September.
the youngest. You're not younger than Joel.
The year also comes into play. That year, it's not just the months. There's three really important parts to a birthday.
Quick polling based on our photos
Yes.
right now. Who is the youngest person on the show? Everyone pose. Great. I'll put that up later. It's going to be awesome. All right. So let's get into it. Colin, you talked a little bit about this is your wine. Any other reasons you picked this wine outside of thinking that you found us a brand new grape only to be incredibly disappointed later?
And please, just let's blast through this so you can finally just tell me what the hell this is grape. This
Oh,
what
we're
this
going to
grape is,
taste the
please.
wine. You're not going to find out for minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, I just wanted to drink some more Italian red wine. I love Italian red wine. And so, between that and wanting to find a new exciting grape is really why I went with this one specifically. And we had tried, we had been to other Italian regions. I didn't want to go back to Chianti or Tuscany. We had been up
Yeah.
in the Piedmont with our Nebbiolo, so I didn't want to go back there. Wanted to try something new from Italy, and this is where I landed.
Sounds good to me. So We're going to leave Joel on the edge of his seat just a little bit longer, and let's give this wine a smell and see what we notice.
Tastes like wine.
Right off the bat, and I want to name two from pouring a little bit ago. Colin, I know you've had your wine open a little bit longer than Joel. Anything you've noticed with the wine since you opened it?
Oh, it's definitely. I think the fruit has come forward a little bit more with time and a little bit of air because I wasn't getting a lot at first sniff. That was one thing. I was also getting quite a bit of alcohol,
Yeah.
and while I still get alcohol, it's less noticeable in my opinion than first sniff when I first opened it.
Yeah, same. I know when I first poured it, I let it sit up for a little bit, and then I took a smell, and I just got that real big hit of alcohol, almost a medicinal kind of, some of those like real big non-fruit smells that you sometimes get with a high alcohol heavy red, but that has burnt off significantly over the last
Mhm.
10 minutes. Joel?
Yeah, see what you guys are talking about, but I will call out some specific fruit. Definitely some cherry, a little bit of plum in there, and
Definitely.
then probably the next thing is the. I don't know if I would say you say medicinal. I might say just oakiness. I don't know. We might be
Sure.
calling out the same kind of thing. To me, it's a little bit of just oakiness.
I think what
Yeah.
hit me really hard as medicinal at the beginning has evened out
Mm-hmm.
into a more general oakiness since then.
Yeah, I think cherry's a great call. That's like the big one for me. It's like
Yeah.
a cherry punch to the face.
For sure.
You're
Um,
always getting punched in the face, man. I think if we can like mega splice all 100 some odd
the punches.
episodes, just every
Yeah.
single time Colin's been punched in the face on the show, it's
Well,
like
it's
30.
it's a pretty extreme cherry. I'm trying to express to the listener how much cherry is actually in there. So
I mean, it is expressed, and it is an accurate statement. Any,
There's an earthiness in there too. I think just
yeah,
a little bit.
for sure. I think oak is a great call. Earthiness. I was gonna say maybe a little herbal quality in there as well.
Mm.
Maybe Joel, that's what you're picking up as earthiness.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
but yeah, quite an interesting nose. And I will say, Aaron, to your point earlier, really has opened up because I wasn't getting a lot of what I'm getting now when I first popped it, but it's gotten considerably more expressive than when we first opened it.
sure, and I'll say it's big, right? There's a lot. You can spend your time with your nose in the glass and pull out a lot of different things going on. This is before we're even like tasting it. This is a complex, lots of stuff going on wine.
There's quite a bit going on. I will say though, you kind of have to stick your nose in there. This isn't one where
Yeah.
like you can hold your nose far away from the glass and really
Yeah,
start
you're not.
experiencing
You
things.
gotta
So while
waft
there
it.
is, yeah, there's not a lot of waft on this one. So
Yeah.
while, there is quite a few things going on in the wine, you really have to get your nose in there to experience them.
Yeah, I don't think it's super big. Like I'm not smelling this and thinking like, "Whoa, this is gonna kill my taste buds." But
Mm.
because to me, it's all pretty soft. But there's a lot in there, so I like complex for sure.
I'm struggling with the word soft right now, but let's take a sip. I think I'm also just proud of myself for smelling anything at all.
Okay, interesting. Because what's really front and center for me is more of the earthy and I would say to the herbaliness. Like those are the things that
Yeah.
now are in the front, and then I have to go looking for that cherry. It's still there, but definitely second place now.
Yeah, and I will say the thing that surprised me the most, I think it's the alcohol that really plays a bigger role than I was expecting. It
Yeah.
almost tampers down the rest of the flavors. Like all the stuff that we got is in there, and maybe this kind of plays into the fact that it's not maybe not terribly expressive on the nose. It's not very expressive on the palate either. The flavors are there, but they're quite muted. I think a lot of what we called out was good with the cherry, the red fruits, the plum, the oak. I think all of that's in there, but it doesn't come at you with the intensity that I expected.
Yeah, there's something off about the balance to me. As far as like, I feel like there are things that are normally secondary supporting the primary flavors that are actually sitting more forward, and maybe that's what's sitting funny for me. So there's like this the oakiness and leatheriness and earthiness are front of the experience, and then you're like Joel said, you're kind of digging for some of the fruity flavors, and that is a little bit different for me. And not saying for this wine specifically, but I feel like in the past when we've had that experience, it's been this kind of hyper manufactured, large scale wines where like those things have been front and center. But I need some time to like process this and think about it because it's just a little bit different than what I was expecting.
Yeah, I will say the structure is weird. Like it's definitely not a well put together wine, I would say, as far as just the structure is concerned. I don't know if the alcohol, I think it's lacking some acid, definitely lacking some body, I think for 14.5%, but there's something missing there. It just feels a little thin along with the flavors and everything else in there. It's just not hitting it as much, honestly, as I thought it would based on what we were able to get on the nose.
I think thin is a good call, and then just the one other thing I want to call out is the finish to me is pretty much just a little bit of alcohol burn, and like a little bit of alcohol, even flavor, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Like, yeah, it's just that's kind of all that's sitting there for the last little bit. Makes for a very interesting finish. I'll just say that for now.
I agree. I think, and I think just to add on to that, I think there's that alcohol sweetness, honestly, because ethanol does have a little bit of sweetness, and then almost like a cherry Coke vibe or cherry vanilla Coke type thing, but it's very faint. But I would agree with you. Alcohol kind of takes the finish away.
All right. Well, this feels like a wine that maybe if we give it a little bit of time to sit and air out a little bit more, and we come back to it, maybe we'll be blessed with some new ideas or new thoughts. But it definitely feels like we are all a little bit fuddled by the structure of this wine right now. So let's move into some wine nuggets.
No.
Yeah,
No. Nope. I'm not
say,
moving
you
into
sticking with that. I love
No,
that.
absolutely
Still
not.
there.
Drawing a
There's still
line
nuggets.
right now.
No one gave us anything better than nuggets.
Do you know what? That's not true, because my mom, who also, she loves everything about this show. She loves you guys. She loves this show. She hates wine nuggets. So she sent me some recommendations. Let me pull them up.
Oh, no way.
Love this.
Yeah.
Love this so much.
Let me pull up. My mom sent, okay. Here, my mom sent 2, okay? Wine snippets. And then here's the one that I really, really like. Yeah. Ready? Wine info wonders.
Is that the one
Isn't
you
that
were
so
like?
good? Wine wonders.
Wine wonders.
I like that. I like how whimsical that one is.
She sent one more.
Woo!
She said wine info morsels. I like wine morsels better than wine nuggets.
That's better than nuggets. Right.
Way better than wine nuggets.
Yeah.
It definitely sounds like it goes with wine more than nuggets, which feels like it's stuck in my throat.
Yeah, nuggets isn't a great word. I will admit.
Nuggets
is naturally unappetizing.
Yeah. But I also love chicken nuggets. And for some reason, that works. But that's the only thing that works.
Wine nuggies.
Okay, if we called it wine nuggies, that's not bad.
Wine nuggies is cute as hell.
Yeah, that's better than wine nuggets.
All right.
We'll workshop that.
Do a little chatting about this wine. We're going to have a little bit of a conversation. And off the bat, Joel, get excited because right at the beginning of this conversation, you're going to learn, the magic info that you've been waiting for this entire time.
Perfect. I'm going to learn that and then I'm out of here. That's the only reason I've been sticking around. So let's do this.
You only had 10 minutes. You're way over.
Yeah.
Hey! What's that in my wine? Wow! It's a wine nugget. How educational.
All right, so Aaron, what is Cannonau referred to in Spain and France?
Well, Colin, I'm excited to let you know, let Joel know, and let the listener know that in Spain, this would be Garnacha. And in France, it's Grenache.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Grenache.
Grenache.
And
it's
we
just
love
Grenache.
We love the Rhone Grenache Syrah Mourvedre blend. We've had that plenty of times on this show.
We've had so much Grenache. The average layman wine drinker has probably had Grenache. So while Colin thought he was bringing in a heavy hitter, 99%, 10,000 grapes. Ashwin was going to be so proud of us. We're
That's
drinking
right.
Grenache.
Yes.
Just
All right.
Grenache.
Absolutely.
There it is. Just Grenache.
All right.
That's super funny.
All right, so Colin, we've pulled back the curtains. Is there a difference between Cannonau and the Grenache or Garnacha that we are familiar with?
Yeah, so Cannonau is going to be quite different because it's from Sardinia. We talk a lot about terroir. It's usually going to be fuller bodied, usually going to have higher alcohol, and with that, you're usually going to see more ripe fruits. And then the Cannonau from Sardinia can have this herbal note. French Grenache tends to be a little bit more restrained, as most French wine is, and Spanish Grenache can be less herbal and more of those juicier fruits.
So what we're really talking about, so these grapes are genetically the same,
Identical. Yep.
but when you get into different regions, when you get into different climates, when you get into different like terroirs, like it makes a massive difference in the experience and taste of the wine itself.
Absolutely, for sure. And not only that, but winemaking styles in the different regions as well also plays a big part into what you're going to get in the bottle. So, we've talked a little bit about the grape. Now we know it comes from Sardinia. So, Joel, what is it about Sardinia and its climate there that influence the Cannonau that we're tasting this evening?
Yeah. Well, first, do you know where Sardinia is? Like, can you picture it on a map? If not, I can help you. Okay.
Yeah, please
Let
do,
me-
because
let
I
me
know it's an
explain.
island, but I'm not sure exactly where.
Well, you're exactly right. You know how Italy is the boot and it's kicking Sicily?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So the island above Sicily, so if you're looking at a map northwest, that's Sardinia. Okay.
Okay.
So little island
Cool.
in the middle of the Mediterranean. Climate there, warm, actually very dry. And as we know, as we've talked about on previous episodes, that tends to create a riper, more full-bodied wine with high alcohol. All things that I think we've pretty much, except, we've been talking about how this is like kind of a medium body. We're expecting a little bit more body, but a lot of those things kind of align with what we've been experiencing with our wines.
It's actually so helpful that you named the geography of this being like a little island where it is, because when you think about, again, the blue zone aspect of there is just this island of people who are living incredibly long. It's just such an interesting experiment to like look at and study. It's just like, what is happening here? And once again, it's the wine.
I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fresh
this wine.
air, the fish, primarily fish and vegetable diet,
They
the
probably don't look at
plentiful
Twitter there.
sun.
Yeah.
Probably don't.
it's
They
the
don't
wine.
have reception out there. I'm joking. People of Sardinia, please calm down. We know that you've got reception.
We might have one Sardinia listener.
But hey, anytime somebody wants to make a correlation between wine and longevity, I'm here for it. So, we kind of talked about how the climate influences the wine. Aaron, what are some of the common flavors somebody might expect when drinking a Cannonau wine?
I love being asked to research this before we do an episode, because now we've tasted it, right? So it's a really cool touch point to say this is what should be a representation of a Cannonau wine, and then keeping that in mind now that we've actually tasted this wine. So Cannonau often shows ripe red berries like strawberry and cherry. So cherry was a big check mark today. I didn't hear anyone
Spot
talk
on.
about
Yep.
strawberry, right? So like maybe a little bit.
You know,
there
what?
to
I
think
thought
about.
strawberry, but I didn't say it.
Oh,
For some
see
reason,
that?
all the other stuff took me away from
With
strawberry.
your chest, Colin. Come on, say it. Dried Mediterranean herbs or herbs.
Herbs. I
herbs.
love that. Yes.
Thyme, spices like white pepper and cinnamon, and then that age earthy notes of leather and tobacco, and then maybe a hint of orange peel or almond or balsamic. So lots going on there. That kind of matches our initial, like, there's a lot going on here. And now having those specific flavors in mind is going to be interesting to reach back out in a moment when we taste it again and see if any of those pop up.
Yeah, there was one on that list that when you said it, I was like, whoa, that I didn't think about it, but 100%. I can't wait to share with you guys, but I'm not going to tell you yet because you didn't tell me what a
now we're
Cannonau
on
was.
Yeah, I see
for
what
the
you did.
longest
That's a little
time.
revenge from Joel. All right. So, Colin, bring us home as we're thinking about this wine that's going to help us live forever. As we are living these long, wonderful lives, what should we be eating with this wine?
Yeah, sure. So for me, Italian food right off the bat, especially even with the wine we're drinking right now, I think would be great. It kind of has that herbal undertone. I think any of those Italian herbal dishes, even I think you could do like pasta and red sauce with this. I think would be really
Yes.
nice with maybe some shrimp or something like that. I think that would be
Yes.
great, at least with the wine we're drinking this evening. But I think could also stand up to some lamb and some grilled meats, and especially, we were talking about a lot of the richer fruit flavors in some of the Cannonau wines, and I think those could definitely stand up to some meat on the grill.
Wonderful. All right. So we just learned a little bit of something. We can live forever drinking this wine, and we can eat it with some meats, and there's a lot of good stuff happening in there.
Sounds like a nice little Saturday.
Nice little Saturday happening with this wine. That is Grenache. So, Joel,
Yes.
now that you know what we're drinking, we're going to get back into it. We're going to give it one more smell, one more taste. And I'm going to toss to you first. What sparked in your brain? What connection was made?
Well, I don't know if I want to say yet. No, it was time. Time really jumped out at me. That's a really good call.
Oh.
I think I was letting the kind of the herbaliness stop me from thinking about the spices that maybe were kind of showing through there. And I think thyme is a really good call. And just some of those kind of like Mediterranean spices I think you could call out, but especially thyme.
I will say I tossed my aerator on the bottle and poured myself another glass, and I think that helped a little bit with kind of sanding the edges a little bit of the alcohol. But I think it's about that time, gentlemen, that we tell the people what we think, sway the masses, either elevate this wine to its new level of, business success or just crush the company with our words.
We
That
do
is the
have
kind of
that
weight
sway.
that we throw around. That's right.
Yeah,
We have that
100%.
power.
Yeah, but did they like it? It's time for the review.
All right. Colin, this was your wine. So, as always, you will get to go last. Joel, would you like to go first, or would you like me to jump in?
I'm happy to go first.
Go get him, Tiger.
I don't know if it's just talking about the island and putting myself a little bit in those shoes, but this wine is doing what it does. To me, this is a casual drinker right here. It's nice. It's fun. I want to have this with some fish, with some shrimp, with something. I want to have this with some food. Might not be like one of my absolute go-tos. I'm not going to run out and get 20 more bottles of this, but you know what? It's fun. It's interesting. I think that it's are there things that I could maybe point to and say, "Oh, I would want a little bit more of this or that." Sure, but I'm enjoying it. It's fun. Casual drinker for me.
Yeah, I'm with you in a lot of ways. I think this is a wine that at $17, the price point really saves it for me as far as the experience of the wine goes. I'm like, $17. There's some complexity there. It's interesting. There's a lot of different flavors. It's a big red. Cool. Like, I could do that if I needed to grab a bunch of different wines for a gathering. Like, this would be a bottle that I might throw in my cart to have a diversity of wines at $17. Me personally, I'm probably not going to grab this again for me to drink around the house. It's just not, it's a little too rough around the edges, right? Like, it's just a little too sharp. The alcohol is a little too heavy. The fruity flavors that would make it a little bit more enjoyable just aren't forefront. If I poured my wife a glass of this, she would probably repel from this pretty quickly because of the harshness of the alcohol aspect. So I think at $17, it's a casual sipper. If you like this, great deal for you. Like, if this is your style, cool. But I couldn't recommend like bringing this to share with to give to someone else or to bring to a dinner or something like that. So if you like it, great, drink it. $17, it's a steal. Casual sipper.
Yeah, I agree with Aaron. It's interesting, but not in a good way. I keep trying to find things. I like the flavors in this wine. I'll say that. but the structure and the balance is totally off. Like we didn't really talk about the tannin, but there's not too much tannin, which I think is
And no
just
one said
Grenache.
tannin, which was weird.
Yeah, but I think that's more just Grenache being Grenache, but it just doesn't come together for me. The different aspects of the wine that are doing things okay, but it's not harmonious at all. Like the alcohol sticks out, the finish is a little weird. Again, the flavors are okay, but like, am I casually sipping this? Probably not, to be honest. So, I think this is a backup wine for me. It's not
Sure.
it's not terrible, but there's just nothing that I can point to that I want to actively come back to. So I think for those reasons, this is going to be a backup one.
I think that's super fair. I think we're all kind of dancing around that same kind of concept. When I'm talking about rough around the edges, I think it's the same aspect you are. I'm a little less picky. I'm going to drink this bottle. I'm going to make sure it doesn't go to waste. but like I said, I'm probably not going to buy it again. Joel, you look like you want to say something else. Say.
No, not really. I just feel like I'm maybe the most close to the must share category out of us, and I'm not close to the must share category. I just,
I see what you're saying.
yeah,
for sure.
It's funny
That's
because
fair.
I agree with everything you guys are saying. It's just a personal, totally subjective thing where I'm like, I kind of enjoy it, even though everything you're saying is totally right. I kind of enjoy what I'm drinking here. It's fun,
Yeah.
Well, like I said, if you
it's
like
just funny
this,
how it can be different shades in between all of that.
yeah, if you like this, it's $17. Cool, that's cool,
Totally.
great. If this thing was like $30, I'd be like, don't find something else. Don't do this. Like this is not it.
Yeah.
But 17
Yeah.
bucks, like cool.
I would wonder though if there's Cannonau from Sardinia in this price range that's better. Because at this level, the non-reserva level, I think a lot of the wine you would find is going to be around the same price.
Sure.
So my bet, just purely based on what we've experienced here tonight, is I bet you could find something better for the same price.
So let me ask this. We put it out there because I feel like when we're in that casual sipper backup wine zone, we have to ask: is this a waste of your wine?
I'm gonna say no to your point, Aaron. To $17, not a poorly made wine. Again, things we might call out that we as complete non-winemakers might appreciate in it, but it's quality stuff, and it's $17, not a waste.
I just say similarly. I think the price saves it. I think it's $17. If you like this wine, buy this wine. Cool. It's totally saved by the price as far as it being a waste for me. Like it's just a casual sipper and $17. Like neat, but that's the saving grace.
Yeah, I would say it's a waste, although you could convince me that it's not. But again, like I said, it's just like I might even argue with quality. I mean, it's not quality, but we've had $17 bottles of wine that crush this as far as quality is concerned. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sure.
That
So,
crush it
not
as
that
far
this
as
is, like-
enjoyment and taste are concerned. I totally agree. But I feel like it's not a big step down in the quality necessarily.
The
Do you think it
Chianti,
is?
the St. Giorgio Chianti is $17.
yeah, I mean the
And it's
structure
a
is
much
off.
better wine.
I would just say like the structure is for me anyway. If you're enjoying it, enjoy it. But for me, the structure is off. The flavors don't really meld very well. It's just all kind of mumbled jumbled in there. So when I think of quality, I think all of that is more harmonious.
It's a casual sipper.
Yeah.
2 to 1.
Stamp it.
Sorry, Colin. We're gonna stamp as a casual sipper, not a waste of your wine, but enter with caution.
Yeah.
And $17, like, give it a shot if this sounds like something you're into. I wouldn't feel bad if you give it a shot and you hate it for $17, unless it was your last $17. But like,
And don't be buying wine with that.
Yeah, don't buy wine.
go get
Don't buy
gas.
wine if it's-
Yeah.
or anything else.
Get a loaf of bread.
Get out there.
But yeah, enter with caution. All right, Colin took a shot. We had a couple L's in this one. You thought we were finding a brand new grape.
Yes,
It was not.
we did not.
And lukewarm review. That's okay. That's the point, though.
okay.
That's what we're doing. We're
is
trying
the
to
point.
weed them out. And so cross one off the list.
This is the service we're providing for the people.
This is what
That's
we
right.
do this
Around
for
here.
you. It's torturous.
Absolutely.
It's really a tough job that
We're
have.
not having fun. This is not fun.
No,
This
I
is
haven't had
work
fun
for
since
us.
day one.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
force myself to drink the rest of this bottle for you.
Well, that's just called due diligence.
Dedication.
Right
Yes,
there.
thank
Yeah,
you.
absolutely.
that's right.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Should we play a game before we go?
Yes, please.
All right, Joel. Let's finish with a game.
Yeah.
Pick your poison. What are
Yeah.
we doing today?
Pick your poison. All right. Inspired by a lot of our conversation today, I want to throw something at you guys, okay? Pick your poison on this one, okay? You can live in one of these blue zones, live to 110, nice, long, happy life, okay? But you can never leave the blue zone. As soon as you do, you fall into normal life expectancy situation. Basically, think of Field of Dream rules. As soon as you walk across that baseline, it's all over. So you either are staying in the blue zone, in your little town, in your area, that's it, long
your
life
island.
expectancy, or you're crossing out, you're exploring the world and accepting that you now are a mere mortal like the rest of us here. What are you guys doing? Pick your poison.
Man, that's tough because I do love Mediterranean food, and I can get down with some Mediterranean wine. So,
Sure.
man, but dude, is that all I want for the rest of my life?
You're a simple man, Colin. I can see you on an island, just happy.
No, I'm leaving. I'm out. I wanna.
Out, you to go explore.
I wanna. Oh yeah, I'm exploring. I wanna travel, see stuff, eat different things. I think that's where I'd go. Although it is tempting though,
Right.
to like live to 120, because like I can't imagine life's that bad, right? It seems like you're living in a nice place, you're eating good food, you're drinking good wine, so it definitely wouldn't be all bad to stay.
My friend's grandma lived to like 108, and we were talking. She passed away, and I said the obligatory like, she lived a long life, and my friend was like, yeah. When she turned 80, it was like at the time of this conversation, she was like, the Cold War was ending when she was 80.
That's pretty crazy.
Like it's just like, it's wild to think of like that time span, right? Like the extra 20 years from like 100 to 120 is like
that's
multiple generations. So it is weird. But I'm with Colin. I don't think I can do it. You always see those videos of the news reporter finds a little old Italian guy who's like, they're like, what's the secret to your long life? And he has like a cigar in one hand and
Smoking cigarettes.
I have a cigar and a bottle of wine every day. There's something magical about those places, but they've never left. They're in that town and they live in the same house that their dad left them, that their grandfather built. And I want to go and do things. So I will die when the time comes. And as I turn 40 this year, because I am the oldest person on this show, that's a hard statement to say out loud. But I'm not sitting on an island for the next 80 years.
Joel?
Here's the thing. I think I'm totally cool on the island. I think I'm going to stay on the island, okay?
Okay.
I'm doing it. I'm staying there. In this world where we're talking about a nice Mediterranean island, I've got wine, I've got good food, I've got friends. Perfect. Let me tweak this a little bit. The blue zone is Scottsdale, Arizona. Go.
Kill me now.
I already know your answers. No. That one would change mine. So it is my.
Why Scottsdale, Arizona?
As the first funny one I could come up with. I don't know.
Do you know what's crazy though?
Colin's like,
I'm changing my answer.
Love Scottsdale.
I'm moving to Scottsdale. Hell yeah, I do. Have you been there? It's an amazing place. The food is amazing.
Nothing against Scottsdale.
The desert is amazing. I love Scottsdale, Arizona. So yeah, if the blue zone is Scottsdale, sign me up.
Wow, look at that. All right, fair enough.
I have no opinion. Apparently I should go to Scottsdale. So I'm with Colin.
You should.
I trust
if you
Colin
haven't been there,
without
go.
hesitation. It's his birthday. Yeah, let's go to Scottsdale. I'm gonna live to 120 in Scottsdale. There's an NFL team in that state. So cool. Like that's way different than living on an island in the Mediterranean.
No, I'm in Scottsdale.
Yeah,
sign me up.
I'll be on the Jumbotron at 119.
The team is in Phoenix,
no, but
you're in Scottsdale.
The team is in Phoenix. You couldn't go to the game.
Oh, I can't be on the Jumbotron.
Sorry, buddy.
No.
Yeah.
But you got good food. You got golf. You got great hiking. What more do you need?
And that's where your interview will be. You'll be on the golf course. You'll be 115, dragging your clubs to like the
Yeah, that's right.
17th hole. What's the secret? Wine and cigars.
Never leave Scottsdale. Just never leave Scottsdale. Just stay here.
The gremlin told me I can't leave. All right.
I'm glad you chose Scottsdale because that totally
very-
changed my mind about everything.
Very specific and apparently Colin's sweet spot. All right. Well, this is an episode we learned a lot. We learned that Cannonau is Grenache. We learned that blue zones exist in the world and that people are really old there. And we learned that Colin loves Scottsdale, Arizona. So I feel like we've accomplished a lot today, gentlemen. Before we let the listener go, Colin, how can they continue to interact with our show?
Yeah, check us out on Instagram at Stop Wasting Your Wine. You can email us cheers at Stop Wasting Your Wine, or if you want to see wherever else we are, just Google Stop Wasting Your Wine, and we pop up all over the place. So that's where to find us. Stop Wasting Your Wine.
And once again, the Dolia Cannonau di Sardegna, DOC. Casual sipper, give it a shot if you want. If that's your jam, $17. Try it out. Let us know what you think. Otherwise, until next time, bye, y'all.
The Cardinals playing Glendale, but still not Scottsdale. And remember, stop wasting your wine.
Bye.